Hey guys, this is Ify and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be sharing with you an amazing chinchin recipe. This one is delicious, it is crunchy, and it is everything good you want in your chinchin. It is also very easy to make and quite fast to make. So before we proceed, have you hit the subscribe button? If you're yet to hit that subscribe button, please go ahead and do so now and hit the notification icon as well. So without further ado, I will introduce you to the list of ingredients and then we can start. For this amazing chinchin recipe, we need these ingredients. As you can see, there are so few. First of the ingredients would be your flour. We need all-purpose flour, okay? So if you have all-purpose flour, that is perfect. We're also going to be using some baking powder. This is the brand that I'm using. Any brand you have, so far it hasn't expired, it's still good, it's perfect. We need some eggs. Make sure your eggs are at room temperature, please. We need some butter as well, okay? This is salted butter, and we also need some vanilla extract. Well, I'll say it's optional. You can put it if you have. If you don't have it, it's still fine. We're going to be using some nutmeg. Okay, so this is my nutmeg powder. We need some sugar. I'm using white sugar for this recipe, and I have my milk here. So these are all the ingredients we will be using today to make this fantastic chinchin recipe. So the first thing we're going to do is to sift our flour, okay? And to measure your flour correctly, it's always best to put in your spoon into the flour and then put it in your cup. It's quite different from when you dip the cup in like this. You'll get a totally different measurement, okay? So the correct way is to get some of this, put it in here like this, all right? Till it is filled up, and then you can level it like this. So this is how you measure a cup of flour. Don't worry, check my description box. I will be dropping all the measurements in my description box, so please check it so you can make your own amazing chinchin at home. So to this flour, I'm going to be adding in my sugar. Yeah, I'm using granulated sugar. Adding in my baking powder and my nutmeg. So to this mix, I'm going to give it a good mix to make sure everything is incorporated in here: the flour, the sugar, the baking powder, and the nutmeg. So just make sure everything is well mixed. Okay, so this is perfect. The next thing I'm going to do is to add in my butter. Make sure your butter is at room temperature, please. Not too soft, or rather not too cold, okay, and not too soft. Just room temperature is perfect. So now that my butter is in here, I'm going to go in with my hand and then mix the flour and the butter till we achieve a crumbly texture. Right, so this is the texture you want to achieve, like breadcrumbs. Can you see this? Yeah, so this is the texture you want to get to. So as soon as you're done there, okay, we're going to go ahead with our eggs. Now, this is the eggs that I have, cracked open and used the fork to beat. I'm also going to be adding some vanilla extract in here, okay? Vanilla extract is highly optional. Depends on you if you want it, okay? So I'm just going to put that here. Mix it all in. I'm going to put in some milk. So this is room temperature milk too. Everything room temperature. You want to go easy on your liquid so you're able to control the texture of your dough. Okay, so just mix. You're gonna give it all a good mix and keep mixing it till your dough is no longer sticky. Okay, so you see this? It is nice, it is not too hard, and it is not too soft. This is the perfect consistency that you're looking for, okay? Don't need it for too long, just, you know, mix it, combine it long enough to get everything together. And yeah. So I'm going to keep it to rest for about 10 minutes before I roll it and continue with the process. This is really, really easy, guys. Really easy. Okay, so our dough has rested now for about 10 minutes, okay? My work surface has been thoroughly cleaned, and I'm going to sprinkle some flour here. This is to prevent the dough from sticking to my work surface, okay? So there we have it. So I'm going to divide this dough into 4, so it's just easier for me to work with a portion. So just like this, okay, and I'll work with each portion at a time, just like this. Now this is what I have here. I've got my rolling pin, volume still on. Okay, I'm going to roll this out. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. See what the flour is doing, preventing it from sticking to the work surface. Let's put some here. You can just sprinkle some on it so it doesn't stick. See? Fantastic. Now guys, the thinner you roll your dough, the more crunchy your chinchin would be. So if you want your chinchin not that crunchy, then you don't roll it out too flat or too thin. So this is just perfect for me. It's not too thin, it's not too big. This way I'm going to get crunchy chinchin. That is what I'm trying to achieve. But that is what I want to achieve, okay? Perfect. Using my pizza cutter, I'm just going to cut it like, you know, in strips, just like this. You can use your knife if you don't have a pizza cutter. Just anything that can help you cut it into strips like this is perfect. Just like this, super easy. See this? Some people use pastry cutter, but I do not have a pastry cutter. But this works just as fine. So now that I'm done cutting it this way, I'm just going to go on to cut it like this. Chinchin made easy. Look at this. So just try to cut it as equal as you can. It'll make the chinchin look nicer when it's done if everything looks equal. So because of the flour that I put underneath, do you see how it's coming out? It's not sticking, okay? So I'm just going to transfer this to a tray and continue with the rest of my chinchin, okay? In my pan, I'm going to be adding some cooking oil. Any kind of oil you have is fine. Just don't use palm oil. Of course not. You can't use palm oil. But vegetable oil, canola, any kind of oil, basically. Cooking oil, that is. Just put it into your pan. So there we have it. Okay, so one way to know if your oil is hot is to, I like to just put it. Okay, so you can see this is how we want it. Not too hot, but hot enough. So it's bubbling up. This is fine. So I'll just go ahead and put in our chinchin just like this. Please gently so you do not hurt yourself. Okay, so put it in gently, just like that. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, so I'm doing this on medium to low heat so that it doesn't burn before it gets time to cook through. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave this to do its thing, but don't go too far. Don't go too far because you don't want it to burn, all right? Great. So don't forget to keep checking your chinchin from time to time. You can see it's browning nicely, okay? So just hang around. Look at the chinchin. Can you see the color? So this is the best time to bring it out, because one thing I know about chinchin is that it keeps getting darker once it cools. So take it off at this stage so it doesn't look burnt if you leave it longer. So I have a sieve here. I'm going to just put it in. Yummy goodness. So it's best to use a spoon, a straining spoon, so that the oil can drip when you're taking your chinchin. All right. Look at how beautiful this looks. Great. It's getting dark already. Maybe I even left mine a little too long. We'll see. We'll see. So we have everything out now. Look at how gorgeous this looks. So once you're done frying, you're going to pour it out on a tray so that it gets cold, and when it gets cold it's going to get a lot more crunchy, and then you can serve it. Please do not serve it hot. And there we have it, guys, a full tray of golden crunchy goodness. This is so delicious, so easy to make, and everybody is going to love it. So make sure you try out this recipe and let me know what you think in the comment section. Now, a good way to preserve this would be when it is really cold, like it has cooled down sufficiently, put it in an airtight container and store in your pantry or on your tabletop. It's going to last for a really long time. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and yeah, don't forget to click the subscribe button and notification icon. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and your family, because trust me, they are going to love this one. Okay, so I'll see you really soon in another recipe video. Until then, take care of yourself and keep eating good food. Bye.